Fabian, it's always a privilege for us to have you stop by the studio and give us a quick update on what's happening in the village. I know there are so many things we could talk about, but first off, you're preparing for the coming of spring, though it's just the end of winter.
Right.
What are the highlights right now that you'd like to have the residents know about coming up soon this spring?
Yeah, so we obviously with spring, we one of the things that we're always talking about and letting people know is that our cleanup day is coming. So with spring brings cleanup and all the different things you want to kind of get rid of outside of the things that have been accumulating, so to speak, in your home and outside of your home. So for us, this year it's our 7th annual cleanup day, and it's a great opportunity to clean up different areas within Lansing. So whether it be areas by the railroad tracks, whether it be, different places, whether it be areas down by Fox Point. We want people to really take pride in their community. So
you started talking about our personal type cleanup, which is also emphasized during that weekend. But is there an organized place to sign up or get involved in this cleanup effort related to the public spaces?
Yes, definitely. So what we ask all residents to do is they can contact the village. You can either go to the village, and there's actually forms you can fill out if you'd like to get a group. So whether it be a Boy Scout group, Girl Scout group, whatever, a group of adults, if they'd like to gather together and have a team, so to speak, that cleans up different areas. And you can actually choose your area. So if there's an area that you really feel
you want to
claim, so to speak, yes, we're excited for people to take ownership that way. So yes, you can sign up online through our website as well at villageoflansing.org, and then contact Executive Assistant Vivian Payne, and she will be more than happy to coordinate all of the different details with that.
And what are the dates?
The date is Saturday, April 30th. So it's from 10 till noon is the time slot that is designed for the cleanup day around the village. However, also we're excited to report that this year we're going to coincide that with an e-recycling event. So
e-recycling.
E-recycling.
Okay. Explain that a minute.
So for many of us, we have a lot of electronics around our house, and that's where I was alluding to earlier when we have a lot of electronics that just kind of accumulates and just is in your garage, is in your basement, whatnot. You're like, well, how do I get rid of and what's the proper way to dispose of them? So the village is excited to announce that we're going to be having an e-recycling event where people can actually come to the village hall between 10 and noon on Saturday, April 30th, and we will be able to take any kind of different electronics that they have within their house. So, for example, smaller electronics, not
but old computers,
phones,
TVs, widescreen TVs?
Yes, TVs. That's a hot button for a lot of people because I know the village in the past used to be able to take in all those different things in our recycling bin over at Public Works. However, once we switched over our process for dealing with recycling, and it's become so expensive, not just for the village of Lansing, but other municipalities, that we kind of had to make a switch and make a fiscal decision at that point to move away from doing that because it was costing us to be able to do right with the environment. So we want to allow people to still be able to do that. And so once again, it's from 10 till noon. And we're going to limit it actually, though, as far as the number of TVs that people can dispose of, because TVs are just, obviously they're heavy and, some parts are useful, some parts are not. So we want to allow people to be able to bring in with up to a limit of 3 TVs. That they would be able to.
And they're bringing them not to Public Works, but they're bringing them right to Village Hall. They're going to have bins or people to collect them. How will that work?
Exactly. 3141 Ridge Road. We will have a team of people outside in our parking lot ready to help them with the disposal process and, sign up and say, okay, this is what I want to get rid of. And, you can bring your carload over there, and we will then have another van being able to take all that to the different spots.
Will you need volunteers to help with that at Village Hall as well as the cleanup elsewhere, or has that been assigned already with staff?
Yeah, I believe we've already got that taken care of. However, if there is an opportunity, if some people would like to help, we feel free definitely to contact the village, and we can have Vivian give you a call back and let you know exactly where you could be useful. But as I said, that day there's 2 different things going on, so we're excited by that, and we would love for people to really take ownership with the cleanup day as well. So it's a dual-fold purpose for that day, and we're excited by that.
The cleanup day is a tradition now. It's an annual, but the recycling day is accompanied with that is new. So
Correct.
we'll
We have a list of all the different items that can be recycled. All that is actually on the front page of our website. If you look under the latest news, that's where I would always encourage people to look to find the most recent information of things that are pertaining to them. So right on the latest news on the homepage of our website, you can see a lot of that information.
Is that also going to be, is the Village Vision coming out before that people have a printed page of that, or that we can make some of that available locally?
Exactly. So we highlighted it in our last issue of the Village Vision, which came out just at the beginning of February. And we're actually going to be having another Village Vision coming out fairly early, but we just because we really want people to realize that this is going on. So it's a great opportunity to get into each home and let people know what's kind of going on. So that will hit sometime around between April 1st and April 3rd. And so we're excited by that, and so we hope that if you missed it in the last Village Vision, you can always look at it online on our website. Under the documents page of our website, we have a whole section at the very bottom, which says Village Vision, and then you can always look at past issues.
So this is a village-sponsored neighborhood event in a real sense, where people can get involved to whatever degree they want to. What else is happening as the village and the administration and your staff and the departments prepare for spring? Are there some updates you can bring us on things happening on Main Street or road construction or the facade program? What's happening?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things going on. One of the things, and we highlighted this as well as in our last Village Vision, was the rain barrel program. So we are working with Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. So they are actually working together with the village, and they are going to help provide rain barrels for all the different homes within Lansing. So we're excited by that. Every home can have, I believe it's up to 3 rain barrels. Might be 4 rain barrels per residence. And so it's an opportunity. What these rain barrels are, these are huge drums, and we actually have one on display at the Village Hall. So we're excited by that, and what they
advice how to install them or how to set them up.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Some comes with instructions. We'll kind of go through that. But what these rain barrels do is it's going to help us with our infrastructure. So a lot of people are dealing with flooding, and when we talk about issues such as I get a lot of flooding, a lot of water in my home. How can I help? How can I help deal with that? Or my water bill is so high, and I'm like, well, it's because you may be, watering your lawn, for 3 hours a night. Well, this is a great way to take away from your water bill by using what God has provided us in the natural resources. So,
how soon will they be available?
So the people can start getting applications on March 1st. Once March 1st hits, then applications are available for all residents to come in, and they can actually come in and fill them out. On March 1st, these will also be available on our website. So they will be on the website. You can actually just fill them in and hit submit, and then it'll immediately go to the people that will be working with them. So you don't actually come in if you don't need to.
Hopefully in time for the major spring rains.
Exactly. Yeah, they say 4 to 6 weeks as far as for delivery. So the key is that, it's April showers. So if we start if we start on March 1st and you get your application in fairly quickly, we're not waiting for, a certain number to start ordering them. As soon as you get your application in, then you're going to be in the queue, so to speak, to get them.
Winter snows hopefully have come and gone, although there's always that wonderful March and early April kind of experience. That makes us think about roads, sidewalks, curbs, sewage. What's happening there? How are we as residents and village preparing for that?
Yeah, exactly. So we have, it's a problem and a situation that we're always dealing with. When you're always having to look at the infrastructure at our village, and so there's lots of roads that have been, maintained. Some have been poorly maintained over the years. So the mayor understands that, and he's been working with our finance team and our finance treasurer and to kind of address that. And we're looking, and we've alluded to this in the past as far as a bond issue. So we've trying to get our house in order, so to speak, financially. And then once we do that, then we would have a better leverage, so to speak, to to go for a bond. And so we're aggressively looking at a bond and some additional things to be able to start that process this year. So we're excited by that because obviously, and it's not just a smaller bond, and so say we can do only a few streets. We have we have over 50 miles of road here in town, so we have a lot of streets in Lansing that are Lansing streets, and some are counties, some are so we understand which are state, which are county, which are ours. So the ones that are ours, just it's over 50 miles, so it's a lot of miles to cover. So we understand that, and we're looking forward to being able to address, especially the worst ones, right away. So, and that means sometimes it's not just a paving; it's dig deep, going underneath, and fixing it so that you don't have to address it in 2 or 3 years. This is a long-term fix. So,
residents are always interested, Fabian, in upgrades, the economy, what's happening now as we look towards summer. The facade program has been going on for some time. We've seen some evidence of that this past summer and fall. Any new announcements there? Is this still bringing about a fresh look to parts of Lansing?
Yeah, we're excited because as people have seen the transformation, such as Gus Bach, Ace Hardware, that's been a huge transformation within our downtown sector. So we've been excited by that, and it's contagious. So as they see that, oh, look how great it looks, they're like, well, why can't I do that to my building? If it's something I own, you're already paying, dreaded Cook County taxes and so forth. So you might as well have something that you can really take ownership of and really be excited with. And so
are more of the businesses signing up?
Yeah, so that has actually allowed more people to say, oh, well, I want to sign up for that. So I know Travis Banstra, our economic development director, has actually been working with several businesses, and we're excited that Kilroy's will be starting theirs this spring. So they've actually finally gotten all this stuff together to start theirs this spring.
They've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah, they've been looking forward to it, and I know they started on their interior, but now they're going to be doing their exterior, which is going to be huge for the village as far as, it's a local iconic sort of restaurant for us, and so it's going to be fun to see that transformation as well.
That's on the business side, and folks can get involved as they know on that. On the village side, the village took over that piece of property right by Village Hall. Not much has been done. Plans for that, and then also, how about Fox Point and some of those other village-owned properties? What's happening there?
Yeah, so the village, yes, obviously, beautification is important to us. We do the beautification awards. We do a lot of things, but we have to get our house, so to speak, in order as well. So in front of the Village Hall, we've definitely taken over that house. We've demolished it, and with the idea that we would have something where, as you're driving down Ridge Road, you'll be able to see the Village Hall, but then there will also be something that would be a draw, so to speak. We've been working with a team, a task force, so to speak, of people that will help us.
A local task force,
A local task force, for sure. So this will be people that are invested in our community. So it's not just our staff, but also people within the different, whether it be the Lansing Historical Society, different people that are associated with those local organizations that have been invested in Lansing, that are helping us with what that's going to look like. So, and then they're going to be coming back and bringing back to the mayor, and then the mayor's then going to be bringing that in front of our board. So we're excited because we see them moving forward with that.
It's not some outside organization coming in and say this is what it should look like, but it's actually residents and folks with a vested interest. Same thing happening at Fox Point?
Exactly the same. What we really want people to do is take ownership and know and feel like, yes, I'm a part of this, take ownership of it. So same thing at Fox Point. So we've been working with the different local organizations, and whether it be the park board, whether it be LACE, the different other organizations like that. So we're excited by able to work with them as a village staff, working with our architects, kind of putting all of our ideas together and say, okay, what do we all want from this, and ensuring that it works.
One more thing, I know that you've got so many things that we could talk for a long time. As we think of spring, what's happening? Look around airport, new fetching market going to happen this year, and 1, 2, 3, how many, what's happening?
Yeah, so fetching market is something that has really taken off. The organizers of it, Pam Dennis and her staff, have been just amazing, and people really are looking forward to that. It's another great community event. So where we have our local cadets working to provide security, to help with parking. We have a lot of different organizations helping and coming in and being a part of that process. So because of the success we've had in the past, we're now going to have 2 this year. So we're going to be having one in May, as well as our normal one, so to speak, in September. So,
And what are the dates in May?
in May, it's May 20th and 21st. So they're still going to continue on with the Friday night and the Saturday all day.
And at the airport?
And it's going to be at the Ford Hangar.
Ford Hangar.
Yeah, right at the Ford Hangar. So on Glenwood, Lansing, and Burnham Avenue. So we're excited by that. And it's only going to work because people have shown a huge interest in it. It's a really neat. If you've not been a part of that, it's a really exciting to see all the different people coming in selling their wares. So there's a lot of people who have businesses, so to speak. So they have their businesses and they come in, and now this is an avenue, a place where they can come in and let people know what's going on and how they can sell them. That whether it be knickknacks, I say knickknacks, but it's not. It's far more than that. If you've been to it, you would understand. These items are pretty exciting to see.
You must have used the word exciting a dozen or so times in this, and it's fun for us to see your excitement as the communications director for all of that. But there's a side for my last question, a side that a lot of folks may not know, and that is the whole technology and IT side that you are responsible for the village. Where are we at? Is the village state of the art? Are we getting there? Are we stable when it comes to our technology right now in the village? Give us an inside look at that for a moment.
Yeah, well, as far as technology, we are really moving forward. We've compared to where we were and where we are. It's pretty. It definitely is. I mean, I can use the word exciting again. It is just to be able to see where we have come from. However, with technology, you only know when it doesn't work when it's not working.
Yes.
So the truth be told is, no one knows who your IT person is until something doesn't work, and then they have them on speed dial, so to speak. So we're excited. We're looking forward to the continual transitions, the continual things that we're working on as a department. So each department, in order to really move forward as a department and really be as fruitful as engaging and to be able to work and provide things for our residents, they have to be more technologically based. So it's good for me to be able to work with them, the different directors and the different staff, and help them do their job even more effectively.
So things are functioning fine at Village Hall and in the departments. We don't have any crises looming as far as we're concerned about as residents.
Right.
You hope not, of course.
And even this year, one of the things that we put in place, and it's one of those things that you don't think about, and people don't think about disaster recovery, but we put it in place in a disaster recovery plan. So in the past, if the village had been hit by a tornado, for example, and we would have been not able to operate for several days, it would have been probably taken us about 2 weeks to really get back to functionality. And now we have a disaster plan in effect, and it's not just a plan, it's actually we've gotten the hardware, the software, all the different entities together to be able to make it work. And so now, God forbid we got hit by a tornado, we would be able to be functioning within 24 hours.
And if residents have suggestions, questions, just want more information, as your last pitch, where do they access that? The app, the websites, walk to Village Hall, call your phone number, just list those options
so
for a moment.
The best way is definitely through, you can give us a call, you can utilize the Village app, you can utilize the Village website. We have there's a contact us form, and when you fill that out, all that information then goes directly to me, and I see it directly on my phone, and I can then, if I can answer it, I do so. If I can't, then I will locate the person or groups that can answer it. So we want people to get their answers fairly quickly. So, and that's the best way is, providing that information as quickly as possible, because it's if you're filling out a form, it's important to you. And so we want to show that as a village, it's important to us to provide that information to you.
And you are still personally involved in most of that and responding to those specific questions and responding?
Yes. So it's not that I know all the answers. I just know who I can talk to.
You're the go-to guy for the answers.
So it's not that I have all the answers, but definitely I know who to find.
Well, it's always a privilege for us here at Channel 4 to either stop by the Village Hall or have you stop by the studios as you did We know that you have many responsibilities and lots going on in the village. Thanks for taking time to just fill us in on this inside Lansing view, and may we invite you back in a couple of weeks as spring springs and get the latest in a few weeks.
Very good.
Thanks, Fabian.
Thank you.